Good evening, fellow Earthbound enthusiasts. We got Slug, which is me on the mic, and my friend Peen Train here to help me with
I'm
comms.
Peen Train.
There's Peen Train. And we're super excited about this race. It's going to be really awesome. So let's go ahead and get it
I am
started.
excited. I am a longtime viewer and first-time tater.
That's right. They're tating.
Hello, Ukoid in chat.
All right, we got about a 15-second countdown, and then we're gonna get this race started. Some heavy hitters here in this round, so gonna be a quick, fast, heavy race.
Yeah, this has sort of been the marquee event of the week because Daniel, I know, has at least twice has held the glitchless record. Uko has been, I don't know, top 5 or something like that in a number of categories. So yeah, heavy hitters.
For sure. And so, as always, the beginning of the race, you know, we're just getting a look at Onat.
Get a look at what year it is.
Uko is saying they're putting in channel. I guess we could do a prediction.
We didn't make a rule against that, I guess. That you could bet on yourself and then throw. Getting exposition about whose house this is.
All right, we got the poll up.
I am very glad, especially in a tournament setting like this, that this isn't the kind of game that has 10 minutes of unskippable cutscenes right at the start.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. We were mentioning that in another stream, and I'm sorry, I'm just noticing Lardna on Ukoid's side.
Standing precariously on top of a Monotoli building there.
Yeah.
Don't jump, Lardna. We believe in you.
All right, so per usual, grabbing the cracked bat, and these racers are going to make their way for the first hill climb.
Yeah, we'll be judging them harshly if they bump off any ledges.
It can happen.
Sometimes it's like Ness is made of glue. I don't know.
I agree with that.
You just have to know with this game which surfaces you can roll off of, because there's not really a visual indication.
And then you're just like, donk, and you just get stuck, and
Yeah.
getting stuck, that adds up, you know?
Especially in this section where you know, based on the time you talked to Ness's mom at, whether you did the tiniest little movement thing wrong. And that stings.
Yeah. Or Tracy gets in your way. I mean, a lot of the NPCs just in the way, honestly. And it's like, I'm trying to speedrun this. Can you not? Can you please just not? But, Peen, you were saying that you're a longtime fan of both Uko and Daniel. So, what can you tell us? What can you tell us about them?
I am fangirling very hard right now. I am. Well, I mean, as I said, they're top-tier runners. I have stolen strategies from both of them. I've stolen window flavors from both of them. I am Team Banana.
Team Peanut all the way.
Okay, with your sacrilege. Why do I feel stronger about that than I do about left or right bus? I feel like that's the meme I'm supposed to be all about.
You know, there are a lot of really heated opinions on the bus routing, so
I'm just surprised it's a debate at all, because it's like when I found out that some people put the toilet paper the wrong way. I'm like, I didn't even know you could do that. Why would you?
No, it's always over, right? I mean, you're an over toilet paper person, right?
Right. The only reason to put it under is if you have a cat that's gonna paw at it. That's the only
even then
reason.
I'm taking my chances with the over.
Sure. I'm betting on the over.
So we have changed out of the jammies, and this is when the run really starts. So this is where it's gonna get exciting.
Yeah. We're gonna see if this is completely cursed. You can get a dog right in front of the mailbox and then
Yeah.
you put your face in your palm.
Or your screen is just like covered in sprites.
Sure.
Yes, Hunter, we have toilet paper. Hunter, how do I do the points poll? I don't do this stuff on my own channel, y'all. I'm sorry. Peen, do you know how? Ooh, behind couch. Both behind couch.
I barely know how to vote in those.
Okay.
I did it once, and I bet all my marbles.
And then you lost your marbles? Is that what you're saying?
No, I kept them.
Ooh, a snake spawn over on Daniel's side, and you, Crow coming in hot.
These are runners who know enemy movement.
Yeah, absolutely.
And taking advantage of how the Crow moves.
Daniel seeing that dog up there.
Looking like a sub-5 hill climb for Uko. Good lord.
Sheesh.
Nearly sub-5 for Daniel.
Yeah, pretty much for Daniel. If that snake hadn't been there, then...
That is beyond what you would aim for in a PB attempt. That is, you could get a 3-round Starman fight, and this will probably still be under 8 minutes.
For sure. Where's the prediction thing? Oh, heck, I don't know. I'm sorry.
Well, we gotta do as many predictions as possible before Twitch decides that that counts as gambling and they get rid of it.
So there's manage poll. Well, then what would we use our points on?
Oh yeah, Hunter pointing out the Poke polls, especially on Uko's side. That is nice.
Yeah, Uko, your splits are pretty great. I didn't notice Lardna there when I was cropping, and then there she was.
I'm realizing the scale of Lardna versus the building. It's a real King Kong situation.
I mean, that tracks for Lardna, you know.
Sure.
Also, let me know if anything is too low or too loud. I think I have my settings pretty legit, but if maybe the game is low, etc., just let me know and I'll do what I can for y'all.
Yeah, and if you can make me 3 to 4 times louder than Slug, that'd be perfect.
You're happy with audio? Okay, awesome. Thanks, everyone. Well, I hope everyone's been having a great weekend so far. I've been really excited about this race. I was bummed that it had to get rescheduled, but hey, now we got a Saturday night race, so, you know, let's see how the Starman fight goes.
Oh, I saw a hit for 35 for Daniel.
35 is low. Youch.
Yeah, that's, you get that enough times, you get a 4 to 5 round fight. It's not what you want.
No, 127, making up for it. And
don't you love that about this as a category? Is in this big long fight you have no control over as the player. It's fantastic.
All right, Uko finished with Starman.
7:37. Not a Starman time to scoff at.
Not at all. And Daniel also
like
making it out of there.
7:47. 10 seconds is nothing this early in the race. But it is a lead.
I'm gonna Google how to do a prediction on Twitch. I want y'all to be able to gamble here.
How do I bet Twitch money?
How do I do a prediction on...
How do I spend my Bezos doubloons?
Oh. Oh my gosh. My world has just opened up.
You're real streamer now.
I can't believe I never knew about any of this.
None of the racers accidentally mashing yes twice and having Buzz Buzz repeat himself.
I haven't seen that yet.
Could happen. It could happen to somebody.
It's unfortunate when that happens. So headed down into O-Net.
The O-Net Zoo, as they call it this section.
Yeah.
Because there almost always seems to be spawns here, which is strange because these are all 5 to 7% spawns, and yet constantly you'll get something.
Oh no! Daniel
For
taking
example,
a dogfight. He's hiding behind a tree.
But at least a dog, you get some EXP, you might get bread out of it, not the worst fight you can take.
We just gotta let Buzz Buzz go at that point, you know? I mean, Buzz Buzz is about to die anyway. Let's not let his final breaths be repeating his long-winded story. So that will set Daniel back just a bit, and now Pigpen is blocking the path.
Of course he is. Not the first time we've seen that in this tournament.
Yeah, everyone's always like, who's worse, Chad or Janet? It's Pigpen, okay? And I stand by that.
The NPC that blocks you that you can't even entirely see because he's in the middle of a bunch of trees.
Guarding this hideout that you can just waltz into.
Giving you an item that you will cherish for 10 whole seconds. Uko preemptively grabbing the fruit juice. I like that.
Okay.
Because I honestly think it's useful more often than it isn't, and it's worth just grabbing it so you don't have to backtrack, but that's a me thing.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I usually go for the bread roll and just kind of, you know, use that to my advantage during these fights.
Yeah, but sometimes the fruit juice is what makes the difference so that you only have to bread roll heal and you don't have to life up at the end of the Shark's Gauntlet.
Okay, I can see that, yeah. So Daniel head into the arcade, and Uko taking their second Pogo Punk fight with a smash. Okay.
That does help.
Let's see how this goes for Daniel. All right, through the first one. Okay, go using that can of fruit juice. Yeah. I mean, would you like 100% recommend the fruit juice? Like always grabbing it, or?
I think it adds a lot to consistency. But like 6 HP doesn't sound like a lot, but these are a scary 3 fights.
Yeah, yeah. All right, go heading into the Frank fight. Eating that bread roll. Burger roll? What the?
That sounds like something Burger King would do. Put a burger in between 2 bread rolls.
Oh, someone got the prediction up. Thank you. Apparently I'm a boomer tonight, and I can't figure it out. Thanks, Ari. Oh no! Uko taking a nasty death on that Frank fight.
I didn't see what Uko's HP was before that hit, but maybe Frank hit really hard before that.
Okay, so
21.
Yeah, any
which is matchable, but not reliably.
Right.
You know,
yeah.
It's a rhythm thing. It's a frame thing. You don't always get it.
Right. I mean, what do they say? It's about like 25 that you can be safe at if you're matching, and even then, you never know.
Yeah. To where you won't really have to worry about it.
Daniel threw his Frank fight. And now Uko gets a visit from the pesky pickle man.
This is our first pickling of the run.
Okay, so the Frankenstein fight, you know, they have a couple of attacks that they can do, but they kind of give you a little bit of grace with this fight.
Daniel, I'm wondering if they saw what happened to Uko with the trying to heal on Frank and played it safe on that Frankenstein, because they had 23 HP, which is mashable because that's what you do in Manip. when you have to deal at the last minute, but not taking any risks.
I mean, this early and in a race, I just don't think playing it risky with Frank is a good idea in general, you know?
Sure.
Daniel is through the Frank fights, and Uko coming to take it on again. So, won't be that far behind. And then we're about to get into Giant Step for the slug grind.
Frank being much nicer this time.
Yeah.
Doing a lot of nasty talking.
Yeah. And I wonder if that was just like a mismenu on Uko's part, or if that Brandish just really got him, you know?
That could have been.
Our favorite mayor.
BH Perkle, which, whatever could that stand for?
It's Big Head, duh, okay? It's not, I know what you're all thinking. Oh no, Uko. Oh dear. Did they just die to Frankenstein?
They did.
Oh my goodness.
At least you don't have to fight Frank again when this happens, but still not great. 2 deaths in a row.
Yeah.
Not what you want.
Yeah, Onet is treacherous, okay? Don't for a second think that this is a walk in the park.
Yeah.
So, looks like Daniel's going for burgers.
This being as RNG heavy a race as it is, still anyone's race.
Absolutely.
It's still not what you want, especially when you're up against someone who's sort of at your same skill level, you know?
Yeah. Whew, the menuing's so fast. I get so nervous, like, when I'm menuing with those burgers. It's like, take my time.
So it won't eat your D-pad input or something?
Or just, no, just because I'll mess up and buy cans of fruit juice.
Oh, yeah.
Alright, this time, Frankie Stein, you're going down. Daniel is starting their Giant Step level up grind.
Endless mice so far. Oh, there they are.
There's my people.
That's your cousin right there.
No, the cousins are the pitbull slugs. And they're trashy. Don't talk to them. I mean, Frankenstein must have just tore into Uko.
Yeah, I had a little dereliction of commentator duty because I was not looking at Uko's stream. I was looking at the other stream on that point.
Yeah. Looks like Uko was preserving their psychic points, so they probably wouldn't have to talk to Frank again.
Right.
Alright, getting the mouse stuck on the ledge, which has become pretty much the way to do slug grinds in Giant Step. But there's lots of other ways to do it, to get the levels.
That was a strat discovered, or at least shared at the very end of 2019, and it's become a standard quickly since.
Daniel only has 1 speed.
Oh, Uko over turbo, that's what happened. That explains some things.
I've never used a turbo controller, so I don't know.
It is easy to just end up on autopilot and hold the button a little too long. For those who don't know, by the way, what this mouse strat we're talking about is, it's if you get a mouse stuck on that ledge at the spot that Daniel has it at in Giant Step, then you can walk back and forth there, and the only thing that will spawn in that spot is slugs, because there's already a mouse there.
Yep.
So that can save you some time. Not having to constantly stutter unwanted mouse spawns.
For sure. And only mice and slugs spawn on the first floor, which is why you see racers doing the majority of the grind on the first floor, because once you get up to the second and third floor, Antoids show up.
Right. Whose overworld sprite is indistinguishable from slugs, except you can sometimes tell by how many there are in a group.
Yeah, the grouping.
Even that's not always reliable. Sometimes you'll think, oh, that's a 4-pack of slugs on the second floor, and it's like 2 Antoid packs next to each other.
Oh, God. And Antoids are just really mean. They can heal, they call for friends, and they hit for, like... what would you say, Peen?
Too much.
Too much. Yeah.
I guess don't we have a command for that? Hold on. Antoid. I guess it's like black Antoid.
Oh, you have to do it just like, I think.
I don't think the bot likes me very much.
Aww. Well, we like you. That's what matters.
There it is.
Offense 14. Some high stakes here in this prediction.
Daniel fighting a 6-pack of slugs, which is optimally what you want, because you want 22 slugs, so finishing off with a 6-pack is the exact number you want.
And then that's going to get you to that level 8, which is going to give you your PSI rocket.
Right. Which you would not really want to fight Titanic Ant without.
No, it would be awful. Even if you got a bomb drop, you know?
Yeah. He has Antoids on either side of him that will life him up. It's a bad time.
Yeah. Alright, Uko doing their slug grind.
Yeah, Slug, I can't imagine 6 of you.
No, that would be awful. It would be, the world would end. It would just be too much. I'd be put in prison or something. I don't know.
A black hole would open.
Yeah, something bad would happen.
An ice age would start. I don't know.
An ice age. Slugs take over the world. Okay. Daniel feeling confident about his offense. Yep.
Yep. Knowing they have at least 24 offense.
But not taking
Grabbing
any
the
risks there.
Yeah, grabbing the extra burger in the box for extra safety there. In case this ant fight demands every single burger.
Ugh, yeah, which can happen when they just keep biting and biting and biting over and over again.
Putting the shield up.
Mm-hmm. Stealing all your PP.
Yeah, I need that PP.
It's imperative. Okay, let's see what Uko still got some grinding to do.
First Rockin' is hitting for 79, which is okay.
Yeah.
104 on the second one. That's much better.
Yeah. Oh, God. Oh, Daniel. Oh! Oh, man, this ant is biting hard. All right, we're okay with the magnet.
Good damage in, though.
Yeah.
This should finish it, this hit.
There we go.
There it is.
I know that's Daniel's like biggest.
What?
R.I.P. Bozo. Daniel hates Titanic. That was amazing.
I feel like we've lost control of this restream.
No, this is in perfect control. Uko fighting a Antoid though. I'm getting a cookie. You must have. Oh gosh, oh gosh. Okay, just taking it on the nose there. Okay, so they hit for about 12 to 14, I'm thinking. All right, that got them to level 8, though. So maybe it was all part of the plan.
Yeah, it looked like Uko was taking 2 Antoids after already having fought 20 slugs just to round it out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like I was mentioning, there's a lot of different ways you can get to level 8. I just think the slugs are the safest route.
Sure. If you want to go oops all 4 packs and just, fight too many, but...
Mm-hmm. But I mean, pretty much level 8 is all you need. You could go to level 9 if you weren't feeling confident.
Right, which would get you a 3rd Rockin' on Titanic Ant, which is potentially helpful.
Yeah. And maybe for like a beginner runner, I would suggest maybe getting to level 9 just until you get more comfortable with, the Titanic Ant fight.
Both of these runners obviously solid at stutter stepping.
Yeah, not beginners.
Would not expect any different.
All right, Uko going up to fight the ant. Should have plenty of burgers.
Maybe even a cookie or 2.
Hopefully they drop the cookies, because those can be very detrimental if you miss menu and use a cookie and you thought it was a burger. 64.
Yeah, I do not trust myself on those cookies.
Mm-mm. I'll either just eat them or throw them away. Okay, going for the second rocket. 64. Gonna life up. Oh no!
The theft.
Doo-doo! He got a bomb. They got a bomb?
Okay, another dereliction of duty. I missed a 1 in 128 bomb drop on a slug at some point.
Same. All right. Okay, that'll do it.
For having taken 2 deaths, I mean, that's a perfectly reasonable time.
You made a clip. Can I get a permit?
Oh, that would explain someone in chat saying OMG, 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 OMG. And then flipping something. Yeah, that checks out. Yeah. That was probably the bomb drop, huh? You know what it was? I bet that was right when the R.I.P. Bozo happened.
Oh, I bet it was.
Yeah. And all I could focus on was who was this man smoking something?
We were just cracking up about that. yeah. Go ahead and post it. Or if you want to whisper it to me. Okay, awesome. Thanks, Ari. RP Bosa. Alright, Daniel on his 4th cop fight, and Uko leaving Giant Step.
Some people say that bomb drop from the slug is cursed.
Yeah, I've heard it.
Some call it blurst.
Yeah.
It did not seem to curse or blurst this run. It only seemed to do nice things.
Yeah, it was definitely a blessing. I'm just sad we missed it because we were cracking up about the R.I.P. Boso. Because personally, I love to see a bomb drop.
Yeah.
Any just 1/128 drop in a race is fun.
I could have gone full Twitch streamer on that bomb drop and just been like, yo, let's go.
Never go full Twitch streamer, Pete. the streamer urge to say, let's go. All right, and Daniel is out of own net, or soon to be 28. Well, that's pretty speedy.
Entirely good.
Yeah.
And Strong having nest-like accuracy on his attacks. That helps.
Yeah. Nice way to put that, Pete.
Yeah.
No shade. Yeah, Uko is making up time. That ant fight for Uko is really gonna put them at on pace to catch on up.
That's why you can't count anything out this early. Not only because unlucky things could happen to your opponent, but also Octopus Cal, in his race against me, died to Car Painter, still got a sub 110.
All those mushies. Yeah, right. And I mean, and that's a heavy death too, because you're walking all the way back.
That has got to be, what, a half dozen minutes to make your way all the way back? I don't know, it's a number of minutes.
Yeah,
maybe
it's
not that many.
It's minutes long. Okay, go fighting cops. Daniel pulling out money. Uko has a cookie. Go make some time out of nowhere. Yeah, right. Oh, gosh.
Oh, the smash.
Crits.
Thankfully not at a critical HP level for Ness.
Yeah. These cops need to cram it, though.
I know Ugo is often a fan of using Rocket on this last cop, but it doesn't look like the PSI has worked out that way. Sometimes you need to burn a life up, and it just you can't save that third rocket.
Yeah, which is what I don't know, man. I might have used a life up there, but they should be getting into going into strong with 40 HP is a risky move. But maybe they'll use that extra 5 PP points to go ahead and life up on the first round. We'll see.
Unless they're really trying to catch up and throwing caution to the wind here.
Yeah, stay tuned. There it is.
There's the life up. And that is why you life up.
Yep. 67. Coming out swinging.
Oh, playing is real safe.
Yeah, don't blame them at all. Oh my gosh.
Hey, not a bad move at all.
Okay. I'm like holding my breath. I'm scared.
Clenched a little.
There we go. There we go. Woo! All right.
Okay. 31-0 net, which again, with 2 deaths, you could do a lot worse.
Yeah, absolutely. Daniel's going to take a peek at this weird pencil eraser.
Just have to walk up and then back down, which to people who have never speedrun this must just look bananas.
Yeah. I just wanted to see the waterfall.
It probably, if you're watching a run with no commentary, it must just look like the runner forgot something.
Yeah, that's a good point. I didn't think about that. Now, these mushrooms have a small aggro radius, which means you can get pretty close to them without triggering them to attack you. But
certainly,
once you hit it, whew.
And then your only hope is to maybe get stuck on a tree if there's one nearby.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, see, that one's a little too spicy. That mushroom.
Right, and those mushrooms down there in Tucson have antoids with them as well, so you really want to avoid them.
You can end up in these strange predicaments where you have to stay out of the mushroom's aggro radius, but also stutter step antoids, and you can't always do both.
No, you cannot, and I don't think you can. You can't stutter away from a mushroom anyway. They're extremely fast. Okay. Daniel is getting their pencil eraser, which is incredibly powerful.
At erasing pencils.
Yeah. Don't use it near a pencil shop. I just love the idea of a pencil shop. I mean, I would go. I'd shop at a pencil shop. What about you, Pete?
Sure.
As long as they had pens as well, you know.
Yeah, and then I'll get Ned Flanders to open a left-handed pencil shop and go even more niche. So
I know Daniel got one of their butterflies that they need. They need 2 butterflies for getting to happy happy.
Or PP.
What?
For restoring PP.
Oh, right, yeah, for the PP.
Yes.
That's
why some people just call it mana, so that they don't have to say PP.
Yeah,
but that's what it's called.
I mean, I say psychic points for the most part, because it's just like the earthbound urge to not make a PP joke. I mean, it's incredible.
Right. I would never, as you can tell by my username.
No, I thought that was about jalapenos.
You know, it is short for Penuary Jones Train.
So, Peaceful Rest Valley, which is not peaceful or restful, can be also treacherous. It is very easy.
Yeah, this is the spot where it really helps to be able to feel lag before you can see an enemy, because if you have a UFO zooming at you, it may be too late already.
Mm-hmm. And they have these territorial oaks, which look nearly identical to the trees that you see here.
Be honest, do they still catch you off guard sometimes after all this time?
Oh, absolutely. Heck yeah. What about you?
Yeah.
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 It happens.
I'd like to pretend it doesn't. Like, no, I'm a professional. Never. I know what trees are.
And there's a ton of tree spawns in this area that Daniel's in.
Right, although I see them keeping left in this little alleyway, which does help prevent some spawns.
And Daniel, knowing that they can get around that tree and get him stuck. The trees are slow, so it's possible to get away.
You can outrun them. But then you have to hope there's not another enemy as you're running past them.
Right.
Or you don't want to get stuck on something.
Yeah, and those UFOs are just so quick, so...
Yeah.
It's best to just despawn and play it safe. So Daniel will be doing their shopping here. Grabbing a Sandlot bat and a Holmes hat for some added offense and defense.
Washing machine sounds like the drone of the PRV theme. I can hear that in my head.
Hey, cool. So Daniel's gonna go take their first look at Paula, get a Franklin badge, and have a little shack fight.
A little shack fight.
Just a little one. And Uko
Which I have to admit, the name for this that people have, shack fight, always bugged me a little, because this is a cabin.
There's a cabin.
There's a shack in Onett. Well, why are we calling this a shack? And yet this is stuck.
If we want to split hairs, it's a prison. So.
Sure. It can be a prison and a cabin. I don't know.
Prison cabin. Crabbin.
Crabbin.
Crabbin. Prison. What? Oh, trying to call for help.
That looked like a miss menu for Daniel lifing up on the first turn of shack fight.
Ooh, and a third homie. Alright. But getting rid of the crow and hitting those cultists for a good amount of damage.
Right.
As they are
that extra
set.
5 psychic points might become a problem later.
Yeah. What, are you saying that for the first round of Carpainter?
More so for the next cultist fight, because if it calls for help, they now don't have a rocket.
Oh, yeah, I didn't even think about that. Woo! Here comes a crow.
So what you want at this point is a butterfly to randomly spawn in Happy Happy. And that's a UFO fight for Uko.
Yeah, we are seeing a pincer moment for Uko, which can happen very easily.
Yeah, about the worst thing you can fight. I believe the glitchless guide says if you encounter a UFO, you're probably going to die.
Yeah.
So, not a great sign. Oh, there it is.
Yep. And you cannot run away from... I mean, it is nearly impossible to run away from UFOs.
Yeah, their speed is enormous.
Mm-hmm.
Also why Rockins miss on them a lot.
Yes,
Not
exactly.
always, but it can.
But typically, yeah. And Uko taking another unfortunate death. Yeah.
Thankfully, a failed call for help for Daniel on this cultist.
Right.
All right, I'm less worried now.
Yeah. Peen, do you usually throw a rockin' at Car Painter first round if you have enough psychic points?
Not first round.
Yeah.
Because it's before he lifes up, unless I have like 3 of them.
Uh-huh.
And then you're only doing it in the hopes that he lightnings himself, and combined with the rockin', that's enough to just finish it.
Right.
But that's a long shot.
Yeah. I usually don't use it. But we'll see
It's
what
good
Daniel
to use
does.
it at some point before he does a psychic shield, because without it, you're entirely relying on his lightning, which he likes to not do sometimes.
Yeah, he's not very good at throwing thunder.
For example, there he is missing twice.
Mm-hmm. Uko's headed back through Peaceful Rest Valley. Alright. Okay.
There it is.
Alrighty, 26 HP is a great setup for a Death Warp.
But how much will we get from this level?
12. Still
Okay, not too bad.
Yeah.
I have had 6 HP at the end of that fight and leveled up with 50 HP, which is a real kick in the face.
Yeah, definitely. Daniel getting rid of a croissant. Decided they didn't want it. It's fine. Picking up a Skip Sammy.
Hey, did they not have room for the sandwich without dropping that croissant? I assume that was what it was. I didn't see.
Maybe. I think they had room, but maybe they just didn't want to have their inventory all clogged up.
Who needs clutter?
Basically with, an item you're not going to use.
Right. That is one thing that throws me off with this category, is in Glitchless you would normally drop every unused item before this Death Warp. Everything. Every croissant you have that you didn't end up using. Whereas in this category, because you're not really using Ness's inventory after the theater show, you don't drop anything. So there's just all this clutter. Things are in inconsistent spots. It's confusing.
Yes, I agree. And Uko has made it to Happy Happy Village, and Daniel is picking up Paula at 41. Pretty good.
Thank you, Larry David.
Doing their shopping.
Buying a bat and a hat.
And Daniel getting rid of those defensive items and a teddy bear.
And not something you want to forget, or you will wonder why the mole is taking so long to kill you.
Yeah. And they're high-fiving here. And Daniel going for the Death Warp. See, oh, look, Lardna has turned into
A bus.
a bus!
Some kind of Transformers situation going on.
Yeah, I like this. Alright.
Optimus Minch over here.
Alright, and a pretty good Death Warp for Daniel. That was quick.
Yeah, that mole control you, as we all know.
Yes, it can. Mole playing troll.
How do Earthbound speedruns even work? I ask myself that
Yeah,
every day.
we all do. We don't know. We're masochists. That's how they work. Is that a genuine question? I would say people have figured out how to make it work. Yeah.
It's a lot of knowing the game mechanics and having quick decisions to react to the randomness the game throws at you.
Mm-hmm. And picking up certain things.
Yeah.
To optimize inventory space, time, etc. Yeah, there's also stuttering, which is a huge part of the speedrunning of Earthbound, which is...
It's a lot of staying out of random fights in any way you can, including abusing enemy movement with being able to stutter your D-pad for certain enemies. And a lot of being under-leveled and hoping you don't die on boss fights, which is how a lot of RPG runs work.
Yeah, and a lot of relying on, you know, bottle rockets and bombs and things like that.
Yeah.
But basically just kind of playing the game bare bones. Yeah,
if you've seen an Earthbound run that uses RNG manipulation, the movement is a lot more precise for the first anywhere between 20 to 40 minutes of the run.
With lots of beeps and boops and clicking and menus.
A lot of exact movement, opening menus at exact times. Boogey%, if you've played this game and you know about there's a fight with the Boogey tent in Threed, and you get a fly honey after that, this is a race category that only goes until you collect the fly honey.
Yep.
And you cannot use RNG manipulation is the other stipulation there.
Yeah, it's glitchless. It's just kind of like a fun, standard, quick Earthbound speedrun, if you want to call it any of it quick.
Okay. Daniel entering the theater from the left side, which is faster. It has been recently discussed.
But what about the bus?
That's the whole other flame war.
We know for a fact that Daniel is not going left bus, so it's fine. Uko.
This would be Daniel's villain arc if they suddenly went left bus.
Yeah, it's so true. Uko is fighting with a smash. All right.
That helps.
That'll do it. Let's see. HP by 2, not bad. So, a little bit of a high HP, but better than taking a death to Carpainter.
Left theater finally showing up, which left theater is something you have to work on, and I have not, because it is very easy to mess that up.
Yeah,
walk over the wrong spot, get
risky.
the pickle man to show up. Now Uko, I know, is emptying some inventory space to make room for the sandwich.
Mm-hmm.
Which, Uko, as you also might have seen, was a big fan of getting as many bananas as possible from the food stand and not paying for them. Bananas are really good for the Carpainter fight because they don't heal very much, but they also heal enough that you could, you know, get hit by Carpainter again and heal on the attack turn.
Yeah, definitely a good option as opposed to the egg or if you had a burger or something.
Sure. It's a good middle ground between that and like a cookie.
Uh-huh. Because as we saw on Daniel's side, he death warped, so you want to have pretty low HP going into that fight so it goes as quick as possible.
Right.
I love the bus music.
Yeah, see, Ilaya is how I know that left theater is faster. They were the one who spread the word about it. We got a right bus, no surprises there.
Daniel, don't do the down vibes. Don't do it! I missed. What did Daniel do? Probably right bus.
What do you think?
Going for their death warp now.
Once again, hoping for the mole to do its job.
Do your job. Oh!
Because unfortunately, the closest enemy to access is one that gets confused and doesn't attack you sometimes. A lot of the time.
Right. Okay, so gonna auto
Ideally,
fight.
what you want to do if Paula is the only one left alive is to auto fight because she doesn't do much damage, and if the mole does get confused, then whacking it will unconfuse it.
Yep, that's right. Daniel is in thread. Who pulled out $300? Any ideas? Just pulling out all the money, or?
Maybe stocking up on bottle rockets? I don't know.
Yeah, Kelbreaker, for this run, the world record is 101. But typically for, experienced runners, you're looking at, what would you say, Peen, like 105, 106?
If it goes really well.
Yeah, but you're mostly looking around like 110 to 115, and then 120 to 130 for when things go very badly. So about an hour, hour and a half in between that time. Hour and 10, I'd say.
Don't let this poor chatter get hooked. One of us, Gooble Gobble.
There's some great YouTube videos and like documents that will explain how to do it.
There's all sorts of guides at the speedrun.com page for this game. Daniel unfortunately got ninja'd by a fly in the graveyard. But they did get the no problem here talking to the zombie lady, which is always very funny. Because that is an NPC you're not supposed to be able to interact with because the game does not expect you to catch up, and yet you can.
Yeah.
And she does not have dialogue.
I just...
Oh, see, that's the risk of doing left theater.
Ooh. Go.
It's harder to do well, is the problem, but it is faster if you do it well. It's a lot more precise. And especially when entering the theater from the right was the standard for so long that, you know...
Yeah. Yeah, it can be hard to break that habit.
It's a whole new strat.
I don't know how these racers are just jumping into chat. I'm so stressed out when I'm racing. Like...
Oh, that was the first attempt on left theater. Well, that's why.
Oh, that is going to be a down bus. Noise.
I guess if you have nothing else to lose.
No more pickles to be gained. So Daniel's gonna go pick up the items from the locker after talking to Maxwell like 20 times.
It gives you a key that doesn't work, and then he says, haha, you trained him wrong as a joke.
He's also the 5th Ninja Turtle.
Yeah. Daniel was dropping the spray can, which it is faster to do that because you don't get the extra text when you sleep in the tent at the bottom.
Yeah. But not always a bad idea to keep it because you will repair it, and then if you need to, you can sell it for like $250.
Sure. But that's if things go very wrong.
Things go very bad.
Which you don't want to plan for.
Which happened to me.
Even in a race, that's a lot of things going wrong.
Maxwell the time waster. That's so good.
I don't think those are his real stats.
2 defense. I was bitter making these up. Maxwell the time waster.
There has to be someone with like a fan theory about how Maxwell is Lloyd from Mother 1, and that's the lab he blew up in the first game.
Oh.
See, that's how easy fan theories are. You can pull them out of your butt.
Butt count 4. Daniel,
That is a nice down bus.
Daniel not wanting to take a dog fight, but ending up having to take one anyway. That was fabulous, Uko. We are so proud of you. Bread roll, bread roll, bread roll!
That is the 50% bread roll that seems to only happen 10% of the time. So this does make this first protoplasm fight a lot safer because you have an extra 1 or 2 HP, which doesn't sound like a lot, but it's that is, you can get hit by the protoplasm 1 extra time, which makes all the difference.
It's gonna
potentially
save ya. But yeah, potentially it'll save ya.
Because he can hit for a lot sometimes, but usually he only hits for about 10.
But with you, when you only have like 30 HP, I mean...
Sure.
And then it can call for friends.
Which is never good, even when you do have the extra HP.
This direction plus bus thing is really making sense to me for sure.
This is like a disease we have as speedrunners. It's just all these inside jokes.
Yeah.
How many people must join a Mario 64 stream and be like, what is a BLJ? Is that a sandwich? What are you people doing?
What is a BLJ?
It is a backwards long jump.
You friggin' nerd.
It's where you spam a backwards jump up a set of stairs and you can like skip through doors. Anyway, that's a different game.
Bacon, lettuce, and jalapeno. I mean, that sounds kind of good. I'd be into that. I'm singing for you, Peen.
Because I don't have audio, you see, for this game.
I need to fix my kazoo.
Yeah, we need more of the kazoo.
Yeah, it's kind of blown out, man.
We need you on kazoo.
There, how was that? It was the ending.
Yeah, I mean, it was there. I can tell it needs fixing.
Lettuce, bacon, lettuce, and so double lettuce. I'll have my sandwich with double lettuce, please. Don't skimp on the lettuce on that sandwich. Dropped item Serenity. Sorry, these stats crack me up. All right, here we go.
Going for the first protoplasm
Dang,
skip.
so close.
There was an attempt.
We'll see one.
Oh, see, yeah, he's hitting for 12, so the extra HP is not making a difference.
Oh, trying to call for help.
Opting to use the bread roll right away, which is a good idea.
For sure. And this should do it. Not if it dodges, it calls for help! No! Yeah, I was gonna say Daniel's probably gonna defend and run.
Yeah.
Oh,
Because
no.
you don't start off with, you do not start off with very good odds to run from this fight. In fact, you start off with a negative chance. So if runners are going to run from that fight from a call for help, they will defend for a few turns first. So to have the damage they're taking.
Yeah, right. To have like you're saying, Peen. Sorry, I'm getting distracted by a duck skip. Half the damage, and doesn't it increase your chances to run by like 10% each time?
Yeah. Yeah, your odds to run increase 10% each turn.
Oh,
and monkey doing what it does.
But bull monkey.
Because all 3 enemies that you have, that are at least all 3 of the ones that are blocking your path in this dungeon, are skippable, and yet they're all out of your control.
Yeah.
2 of them you're relying on the monkey, and 1 of them you're relying on the duck, and also kind of the monkey.
Daniel making it through. Ate that boiled egg to make sure he could stay in that fight. And Uko's getting the bad key machine and gonna go pick up their gear and start their winter's descent.
I fully expect to see some stutter steps in this first room.
Oh, for sure.
Of Pond Cave.
See how it goes.
Unless it just decides to be completely spawnless and free. All right. There is a stutter.
Daniel knowing not to take chances with the spawns in that very first section of the second room.
Yeah, the second room is a lot riskier to stutter past things, because even if you can confidently stutter step, first of all, you can get a mushroom spawn, which you can't stutter past. Their movement is not based on your movement, and stutter stepping will not work. Also, you can get so many slug spawns in this room that it creates an impossible amount of lag, and you cannot stutter.
Yeah. The good news
Daniel
is,
knows the
though,
risk
is
there.
that if you do them, the mushrooms are mean, but they're not gonna mushroomize you.
Yeah. They are... It's the same enemy name, but it's not actually the same mushroom. It doesn't have the same stats. It drops a different item, and it cannot mushroomize. Or mashroomize, I apologize.
Ugh, I can't stand that, but, you know, it is what it is. And you want to have Bubble Monkey right next to you under that rope so that he doesn't spend any extra time blowing a bubble and floating through the air.
He floats real slow.
And Daniel's going to grab a safety bottle rocket. How is this differentiated then in the chatbot's commands? Add a 1 or 2? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Bubble Monkey finding Love Monkey.
Does it have the same name? I know it has the same sprite.
Oh, does it have the same name?
Yeah, no. There's 2 different... Okay, you know what it is? There's 2 different Strut and Evil mushrooms, but one of them is green. So I think the one in Pond Cave is a different name.
Well, the red ones are the Ramblin. The Ramblin
Yeah.
Evil mushrooms. And the green ones are the Strutton.
Yeah, there are 2 different Struttons, but the other type of Strutton is the one you get after defeating Shroom in this cave. So that's what I've confused here.
Okay. Men only want one thing and it's disgusting. The dirty deed? No. Love Monkey. Alright, and Daniel's taking a ride in a UFO. Or Skyrim, or whatever you want to call it. And we'll see how Uko's protoplasm fight goes. How Brick Road goes for Uko.
You have to do it like this. Nope. Adding red didn't help.
Maybe you need an apostrophe in there. Yeah, it's the apostrophe. Oh. So there's 2 Strut and Evil mushrooms? So this it is a Strut and Evil mushroom in the Pond Cave even before... during the Jeff sequence? Today I learned.
Looks like the red Strut and Evil mushroom is the one you get after Shroom.
Or is it just that their overworld sprites are the same? Oh, now I'm just really confused. I'm just gonna end.
Yeah, mushrooms are weird.
Yeah. I'm just gonna end that convo within myself. Alright, Uko.
That should be the one in Pond Cave, right?
Also doing the defend and gonna try and run.
Oh no, that's the one in Tucson. This is so confusing.
Yeah, I'm so confused. I can't. We have to stop. We have to stop. It must be stopped. Uko trying to run away. Come on, Uko, you can do it. And did! And now on Uko's splits, there is a Boogey tent face on the Tower of Monotoli.
Ominous.
Yeah, none of the bosses have an item drop, right? I don't think so. But nearly every single enemy does have an item drop. Ooh, and a
fight.
really cool, well, yeah, Casey Bat. And a really, really smooth second proto skip from Uko. That cannot go unmentioned. That was awesome.
Yeah. Monkey doing its job. Uko doing their job.
Yep. And here we see some stuttering. And Daniel has picked up Jeff and gonna be on their way to the tent.
See, and you have to imagine, you're behind in a race. You're gonna be stuttering all you can get.
Yeah. And, I mean, I would say the slugs, while it's a time sink, the slugs are an okay enemy to fight in Pond Cave if you have to, if you get into a situation where you have to. And Daniel's picking up a teddy bear for added cushion. And right. I'm imagining they're going to use a skip sandwich. There we go. Ko is getting the safety burger. All right, let's see. Ooh, and there's a Smiling Sam. And a dog. That dog is back again. I have a huge bone to pick with that dog. All
really?
Right. Yes. It keeps showing up. It won't go away. Someone fed it, and now it's here forever.
See if Jeff decides to do his job.
All right, Uko's stuttering through this second room.
Ooh, was that like a 300? Not amazing for that bottle rocket.
Yeah, that's... Oh, and a death to G. Alright, gonna hope
That's why
for a
it's never over. Because you never know what happens on this tent fight.
Tent is attacking Teddy Bear. And Daniel's gonna try and solidify the tent.
One rocket left. The flash is scary because Ness can get confused and rock in the party.
And
that'll finish it.
That'll do it. GG, Daniel.
We can breathe a sigh of relief. Should be a 107.
Yeah. And with Jeff dead, they're not going to have to deal with, you know, the extra text.
So GG, that should be the second fastest time this week, I believe. Second
Very
to
nice.
Classic James's 105 last night, which was bonkers.
RIP my channel points. Go want to avoid those cave boys, but they're pretty slow, and there's enough stuff to get them caught up on.
Yeah,
and let's see.
But again, if you get stuck on something,
right? Yeah. Once again, the glue situation. A woo! And a great time from Daniel.
Is it an oh-woo? Is it an oh-whoa? It's a potato thing.
Oh, whoa! Ooh, woo. And Uko heading into the Skyrunner to do their Boogey tent fight next. We'll see how that goes for them. I can't believe that BBR rolled so low.
Yeah. Certainly not the worst thing Jeff can do.
Right.
I have, and it didn't happen to me until recently, but I have had a big bottle rocket outright miss.
Oh, no.
Which, internally, a big bottle rocket is 5 bottle rockets firing at once, which means Jeff missed 5 in a row.
That's just... Who did you anger that day, Peen? What was going on?
Some sort of religious deity, I don't know.
The Earthbound gods were angry.
Yeah, Uko, I can't believe chat would curse you like this.
that.
At all these places in the Earthbound overworld that we will not be seeing in this run.
Not at all. But I think it's kind of it's a pretty fun way to like preview what's coming up next, you know?
Sure.
In the Eagle Land realm.
Jeff, of course, was trusted to fly this, despite having no experience. It goes about as well as you'd think.
Yeah, and it's funny if you get into the Skyrunner and you don't push a button, like what is it, like A?
Yeah.
The
I found out it has to be A, because I tried
really?
doing Turbo B recently and it does nothing.
Okay, yeah, Dr. Andernuts is like, huh? Push a button. Alright, about to smash into the graveyard. Why is there like a weird room under the graveyard? What? Why? What were they doing in there?
It's where they keep their debris.
Oh. Okay, sure.
Sure. And we're getting double the Uko.
Thanks, Daniel. Here we go.
Because, of course, you still want to finish with a decent time because your average across the tournament does end up mattering. Or whether you make it into the finals.
Yeah, for sure. It's an average of 3 out of 4 races.
2 Ukos. Tuco.
Tuco.
Isn't that guy from that Slippin' Jimmy show? I don't know.
Slippin' Jimmy. Right. BBR hitting for 545.
That's more reasonable.
I'll take
so
it.
He has about 14 HP left. Bottle Rocket will finish it. Or Rockin'.
There we go.
Do it.
GG, Zuko. Well played on both sides, for sure. Zuko taking some pretty nasty deaths in Onet, and also that PRV, which I believe is what set them back. I think this race would have been a lot quicker if that hadn't happened. Or not
And
quicker,
yet
but
finishing,
closer.
And yet finishing with a respectable time, considering that. You know, it's easy to have deaths and then finish with like 130 or more with that kind of circumstance.
Yeah, for sure. Just another testament to the skill level of both of these runners.
Yeah.
And that'll do it.
That'll do it.
That will do it. No problem here. Looks like it goes going for the tent glitch.
They even both hit stop in race time GG, so this race counts.
Awesome. Thank you so much to both of you. Peen, thank you for doing commentary with me.
Oh, you know.
It was a pleasure having you.
It's and also with you.
Let's see when the next race is. It looks like it's tomorrow. That's going to be Zakubi versus Static Pulse. And we'll have to double check and make sure that we are having restream and commentary for this. I do believe it's been picked up. So definitely tune in. That's going to be at 4 p.m. Eastern Time tomorrow. And with that, any final words, Peen?
Well, I think what I'm seeing on the text box on Uko's screen is a good final words. That's it for today.
Everyone have a wonderful evening and make good choices. And you know what? We'll be here tomorrow.
Eat your vegetables, brush your teeth.
Yeah, definitely brush your teeth and don't wet the bed. Bye.
That's it for today.
Bye.